Mae. Welcome to our kitchen.
Today we're going to show you the process of how to make homemade ricotta, and then we're going to use the ricotta to make a little appetizer and pair it with a tasty cocktail.
We're going to be infusing a lavender and honey simple syrup to put in the cocktail as well, and we'll show you how to do that.
Making homemade ricotta is actually a really simple process. It can be done with ingredients you can find right in the grocery store. You just use whole milk, which is really important because you want a lot of the curds in there, which you get from the thickness of the milk, and also cultured buttermilk, which the culture is very important because that's what causes your curds to separate. And you're going to do a cup of buttermilk. So once you combine them, you want to bring it to a slow boil. And as it starts to come to a boil, you can start to see little curds actually starting to form on your spoon as you stir it. Once your ricotta comes to a boil, you'll see that all of your curds actually separate from the whey, just like magic. So once it comes to a boil, you want to turn it down to a simmer and stir it up and just let it cook. Once you've cooked your ricotta for 2 minutes, you're going to want to let it sit for about 20 minutes to really let the curds separate out from the whey before you strain it.
So here we're going to make a quick lavender infused honey simple syrup. This lavender is just fresh from the garden. You have to let it dry so that you can really get that intensified lavender flavor. But this is just a simple garden herb picked from my dad's garden. And then speaking of my dad, this is honey from his bees. This is last year's crop. We aren't selling it. This is our private little stash. So we're going to start by about a cup of water. And this is for getting a good amount of simple syrup. As you see here, it becomes a beautiful purplish honey color. So we're going to heat this over the stove with our infused dried lavender. Now this is just this lavender left out of water to dry, and then the seeds here and the little flowers have been soaking in hot water to get that full flavor. And we combine it, and then I will move over to the stove and put some heat on it. We just want to warm it to combine it. I just took the honey lavender simple syrup off the heat, and I'm going to let it steep on a cool burner for about 5 minutes. And then we'll strain it out, and then we'll drink.
After you've let your ricotta sit for about 20 minutes and your curds are nice and well separated, you're going to drain it out. So all you need to do is line a colander with some cheesecloth, which you can find at the grocery store or Walmart or anywhere really. Hardware stores. You sometimes need to ask people because they put it in weird sections with like vacuum bags, oddly enough. So you're not just going to pour the curds right into the colander. You really want to ladle them out because it's a soft cheese. You want to keep that softness there, so you're just going to ladle it with your spoon right into the colander and let the whey go right through. You can save the whey if you're a bread maker. It's really good to use as a water substitute in bread. And then when they're all in there, you just want to let it sit for about a minute or two. So after you've drained your ricotta, you want to put just a little bit of salt for flavor, and it all kind of depends on your taste. And then you're going to use it for your appetizer, which is really simple assembly. We've got little breads here, and you're just going to put a nice spoonful of that fresh ricotta, which is still warm. A little drizzle of honey on top of the ricotta. And then we've got some nice freshly grated lemon zest, and just sprinkle that on top. And now we'll mix up the cocktail and you'll be ready to go.
All right, time for our cocktail. We're going to be making the bee's knees, which is a gin cocktail with the lavender infused honey simple syrup, a little lemon juice, poured over ice, shaken, and into a little martini glass. So we start with 3 ounces of the simple syrup, pouring over ice into a shaker, and 6 ounces of gin. Now this is Hendrick's gin. It's a very botanical herbaceous gin compared to something maybe like Beefeater, which just has the juniper flavor to it, which is really nice for maybe a dirty martini if you like your olive juice, which I do. But this is more of a sweet type of cocktail, so we kind of wanted to add that botanical flavor with our lavender, which is an herb. And then we add our lemon juice. This is fresh squeezed lemon juice. It's just such a treat, but if you only have regular lemon juice, that's fine. But we're going to put 2 ounces of this in. And you won't believe the way that the lemon, like the acidity of the lemon, becomes so simply sweetened by the honey syrup. So I'm not a bartender, but I heard from someone you should shake this about 30 seconds to really chill it.